You know what? My free to play has been getting pretty cold, so I need to start some fires. Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and we are on the free to pause account, Hell Hades free to play challenge, and I am still pretty far into first place in the content creators. I have fallen out of first place in the public race, but you know what? That's fine. There's plenty of great people in there. Shout out to Rob the Nice Guy, who I think is the person that has replaced me there. He's been chatting in my chat as well. Um, Definitely appreciate you guys following. Definitely appreciate you guys keeping me challenged. So we are looking to pull some shards here on the free to play account. I think that's kind of important. Why do I think it's important? Well, the Dancer's Path has got a couple of interesting things here. I actually would not mind this Chaos over here because I've got a couple pieces I would like to try to re-roll in Relentless so I can get some good Relentless. I definitely want this book. I would not mind getting my hands on a legendary book of some kind. You know, maybe even digging around here for some stuff. I'm certainly going to be doing some dungeon diving. Mostly the rest of the stuff is just kind of good to have. I could care less about the core hammers. These coins, however, could be good. Again, chicken's good. Chaos ore could be, or chaos dust, I guess that could be good. So there's some good things in here. But mostly, one of the things that I am currently missing most from this is I am missing an HP burner. So if I can get a Cecia, and of course the rate up for CC at 15 times is great, CC would be absolutely amazing on the account. So would Venus, but we'll talk about that one in a little bit. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to hold my ancients off, and we are going to go start with these sacreds and pull and see if I can get lucky. Now, I've only pulled 2 sacreds so far, maybe 3 on the account, and they haven't gotten me a lot. But I could use an HP burner, and honestly, I could use an epic HP burner. A Mordecai would be absolutely fine, but burning is certainly one of the things I'm missing. It would help me in Hydra, would help me at the Hydra. I do have Geomancer, I have 2 of them, in fact, that can sort of use them, but I think that having Spider Burns would be great. Having the HP Burns would be great. And honestly, I could use just a few more interesting champs. I've got a few interesting 6 stars as well, but it would be nice to expand my roster just a little bit. So we are going to be pulling shards, and honestly, I am up to pulling pretty much everything at this point in time for this weekend event. So we are going to pull these 2 sacreds first. I have Pepsi right here, not a sponsor, but they could be. We are going to get some prayers to RN Jesus, and let's see if we can get myself a burner. Be great to get the first legend. That's a legendary. Ooh, that is a Morrigan. Okay, I am not upset about Morrigan. Morrigan is absolutely a beast and is huge on this account. Morrigan gives me another all allies speed battle aura, which is great. She gives me turn meter decrease, turn meter fill, and increase speed. So basically, rather than 6-starring High Katoon had I been thinking about doing, I'm going to be grabbing and building Morrigan. And honestly, I don't even need to 6-star her right away. She will do this job just fine at 5-star. I definitely want to get this booked down to a 4-turn cooldown. Unfortunately, it is still a 4-turn cooldown, so that's not great. But she also has a True Fear and decreased accuracy and a 75% chance, bookable to 100, of stealing all buffs from an enemy target. This is huge. This is another good way to deal with the Magic Keep boss, but this is actually really, really useful for some Hydra stuff. This is really, really useful in Arena as well. She is going to give me a lot of flexibility in Arena, and decreased accuracy is a great debuff to have. And then finally, she's got a decreased speed on the A1. It's only a 50% chance, bookable to 70% chance, but it's still a very good to have decreased speed around. That actually is going to help for the Iron Twins as well. So she is going to be really, really good for the Iron Twins. She is going to be really, really good for a lot of other things. Plus, she has this wonderful heal reduction debuff that gets placed on the person with the lowest HP. In Arena, this is going to be huge for me. So getting Morrigan on this account is absolutely huge. So that is going to be an account changer for this account. And that's awesome. And we still got another Sacred left, and I would like to see if I can get a burner. Again, it doesn't need to be a legendary, but it would be great if it was. Let's see what we can get. That is an epic. Ooh, that is a Durandal. I'm actually really happy with Durandal too. Um, my Dark Elves have been kind of meh epics. Durandal is capable of being an arena level nuker. He's got a really, really big nuke here, ignores 50% of the target's defense, puts perfect veil on him if the hit is critical. He's got an AoE that fills turn meter for each critical hit as well, ignores 15% of the defense. And finally, an A1 that's a chance to freeze. So I would not build him with any accuracy because while this freeze is kind of not bad, it's not great. Maybe for Fire Knight if I'm really, really hurting. But honestly, he's a nuker, so he is going to be additional damage beyond my KL in that faction right now, which is good because I think that kind of rounds out that because I've got a epic that I don't really care about in Warden. Warden can certainly sit down, maybe even become a chicken at some point in time. Not that I like feeding the epics, but Durandal is a straight up improvement over a Warden. So awesome. That is a good pull. We are also going to pull the Primal Shard because, again, we are not going to hit many events. We've already had a 2x Legendary and Epic in Primal Shards. I don't expect Primal Shards to go for a 2x Mythical. And again, I don't expect to have a lot of them. So let's pull this Primal Shard. We've got a okay chance. In fact, we've got a 1% chance and a 16% chance of an Epic. Let's see if we can get something good. That is a rare. That is a Valerie, not particularly exciting. Valerie is an okay rare. I actually like her because she does put the shield up and heal. It's not too bad. She's got a buff extension, though, here. I believe there's a buff extension. Yep, buff extension here. So 3-turn cooldown buff extension. She's okay if you need a rare for Faction Wars, and she can be good for some progression, some healing, and protection in the Banner Lords. I think I've already got one, so that's not particularly exciting. We are going to pull the Ancient Shards here because, again, we are looking for burners, and that's probably what we're looking for. All right, that is a Hellfang, not particularly exciting. That is an Epic. Ooh, awesome. This is gold. This is amazing. Ruella is absolutely awesome for Fire Knight. Now, my Fire Knight team is actually already pretty good, but she is going to make it absolutely amazing because she has a 3-hit A1 that steals turn meter. So it's only 5% turn meter, but it turns into effectively it's 5% turn meter, but she gets 5% turn meter. So she puts her turn meter up quite a bit with this as well. So this is great. It's a very micro lure level ability. She's also a good affinity for level 20, so she can help speed that up a little bit. But she also does decrease defense, weaken, and decrease speed on the boss. So she gives a lot of useful debuffs for the boss. Now, the biggest problem I'm going to have with that is right now I am using a Cold Heart and I'm using a Geomancer. She may actually swap out for the Geomancer because I think, while Geomancer does a 100% turn meter drain, and honestly, he's really good for a lot of things, the decreased speed will be super important. The decreased turn meter will be super important. And finally, she has an A3 here that gives a turn meter boost and increased crit rate as well, which is actually kind of nice if you don't have all the crit rate on your team as well. She is good. She will be in my Fire Knight team at some point in time. She will help carry my Faction Wars as well. In fact, Sylvan Watchers is actually open right now. So this is actually good because I'm actually missing one Sylvan Watchers champion, so she will be the 5th Sylvan Watchers champion. So I can actually go back and 5-star a bunch of Sylvan Watchers stuff with her, possibly even gun geared, throw some basic gear on her, and I'll probably get several 5-stars all the way through to maybe level 10. So that is awesome. We are changing up the account today. We have not gotten to burner, however, which is kind of what we're looking for. Grinner, I hate this dude. He's a reviver, so he's the reviver for Undead Hordes if you don't have a Siffy, and that's about it. I've used him in my main. He's painful to use. I already have one, I believe. So not super exciting, but you're worth grabbing one of them just to have them in case. Marquess, well, I've already got a Marquess, but she is good. Marquess actually can hit really, really hard. There were videos about how she could hit as hard as Trunda. She needs Weaken to hit, but if she has Weaken out and she gets this second ability, that second hit hits harder than the first hit and has got a huge multiplier, and it's a defense base. So she's a good AoE nuker for a rare, good champion to have. That's another epic. Yes! All right. So Morgane's certainly going to get 50'd and booked. Taragi is my next 6-star. In fact, I kind of regret 6-starring Vergis at this point in time, although to be fair, Vergis will fill some roles in my teams regardless. But the Frogman is absolutely huge, and this will secure my clan boss team. So he will go in and he will bring the decrease attack. He will bring the provoke, which will be nice on some Thog. He'll actually be really, really helpful in Hydra. And finally, if I can get this thing down to a 3-turn cooldown, this ally protection will be absolutely amazing for pushing my clan boss team further. He probably will fill the role of my Kale, and while Kale is certainly doing a lot of damage because of the poisons he does, with the decrease attack and the ally protection, Taragi will help my team go significantly further, and Geomancer is currently doing a bunch of the damage, and the longer Geomancer can survive, the more damage is going to be done. So Taragi is absolutely going to be amazing, plus I get some mixing poisons. This is huge. This may be the winning pull, because I was trying to figure out how am I going to deal with Provoke and Hydra, and how am I going to deal with Clan Boss pushing beyond the 3-key, almost 2-key on Nightmare and going into Brutal. So this is absolutely amazing. One more, because again, we are looking for a burner, and that is Sentinel. That is not a burner. Sentinel's good. I've actually already got one. I really like Sentinel, though, because he's got this passive. He heals at the start of his turn, so it's easy to keep alive. And he's got an AoE decrease attack. It's the small version, unfortunately, but he does have an AoE with heal reduction as well. Again, it's the big version once you book him up a bit or get him leveled up. And he's got an AoE provoke on the A1. Not an AoE provoke, just a standard provoke. It does book up to 85%. Weird number, but that's fine. He's actually really good for some of the HP-based secret rooms because he is an HP-based champion. He was one of the first rares that I actually set aside for Faction Wars explicitly as well. I may actually set a second one aside because he's actually kind of good, at least just until I can get some better things and just, have him laying around a bit on my account. So that is great. So now I need to make a decision. So as you can see here, I put Cardiel in here because I have never pulled a Cardiel on any of my accounts, and I would love a Cardiel. I've got a Narcissus on my main. I've got a Siphi on both of my accounts. I've got 2 Venuses on my main. Venus would be the burner I need. But Cardiel brings so much other stuff and honestly brings an amazing ally attack. That said, I am going to get an ally attack from Morag at some point in time that will be good. Cardiel's just so good, though. He's got that. You know what? We're going to go for Cardiel just to do something a little bit different. And we're going to pull this 1 Void. It's not like we're going to get a legendary anyway. Although, again, you never know. Pepsi bless us. Let's see. We got a legendary. Awesome. That is my second Cold Heart. That is fine. I am absolutely thrilled about a second Cold Heart. A second Cold Heart will end up getting built on this account. That will probably help me a ton with Fire Knight, but with Spider. In fact, Geo and 2 Cold Hearts will actually solve my burner problem that I had on Spider 20, I think. So this has been an amazing, amazing shard pull session for my free-to-play. I've got so much stuff that I am excited to build. It is certainly going to take me some effort to get through some of the stuff. Let's go take a look at the path quickly and just see what we can do here. So in the path, we've got rank and rarity. Rank is more important to me at the moment. And I need that epic book first. So we'll go down and get that epic book. And the chicken is then the most important thing. And that's the trick here too. You don't have to get both of these things. You can go over to the side here. So get that chicken. That is the right chaos ore I want. And all right, so I am going to be training champions for a little while. It is certainly going to take me a little bit to get my Taragi up and running, but he has become the highest priority on my account to get to a 6-star next. I'm certainly going to be building Morgaine. Morgaine's going to be absolutely huge for this account, and definitely got some fun champions. So I am super, super excited for the future of this free-to-play account. And if you can't tell, well, I'm babbling a little bit, and I am super thrilled. So It is amazing. I appreciate all of your support. I will do an update video a little later. I did have a note about Doom Tower I recorded ahead of time, so I will mostly go over this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind over the weekend, and probably sometime on Sunday, I will record an update video to kind of let you know where I am to drop on Monday, so you can see where my free-to-play account is going. And, I may not be in the lead forever. In fact, I don't expect to be in the lead forever. I expect for people to pass me off and on because I did some pretty massive Chimera teams and other people haven't. But as these other accounts mature, they're going to put pressure on me by being able to do some of these bigger Chimera teams, doing better Clan Boss teams, and doing better Hydra teams. So it is going to be a race to kind of keep up. But the good news is that honestly, other than the monthly check-ins, there's a little bit of lax time in between, then and now. So we're 5 weeks in, so we should have another check-in maybe in another 3 weeks. So hopefully I can push some better dungeons then. I've got some fun champs to build. I honestly don't think I'm going to be pulling a lot of shards from a while now, other than the fact that I may need some more chickens, but that's what mystery shards are for. So I've got a bunch of stuff to build, so I'm going to get going. You guys have a wonderful day. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know if you're getting anything fun on your accounts, how your free-to-plays are doing, if you're doing the free-to-play. And you know what? I appreciate you guys cheering me on in the comments as well. It is so heartwarming for such a great community. You have a wonderful day, and until the next video, I am Bront CatHerder.